Listen, listen, listen. Listen to the way that Haslab funded, and yet we watch people constantly try and unback it because other people were told they shouldn't like it. You're supposed to like what you like and don't like what you don't like. Anyway, welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I will ramble on probably for 3+ hours. I will do a special with the Circle of Jerks as we go live Thursday as we count down, hoping to hit all the tiers. Also, and we go live tomorrow just because that's our day to do Circle of Jerks. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for spending a little bit of time. Hopefully, I can make your Monday. Hopefully, I can make the end of your Monday joyful, happy. I can tell reading some of the comments, I don't make people happy. So I'm not sure why you're watching this channel. But hey, thank you for the view, I guess. Anyway, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Hope the beginning of your month or your week started off pretty well. I totally forgot to check and see what I'm doing tomorrow. My boss is out of town, so I'm kind of like every time my boss goes out of town, I feel like you get crap that gets thrown at us, and it's almost like the inmates. And when I mean the inmates, I mean the clients. It's like they know, and people kind of get they get all frustrated. It's like things run the exact same when he's not here, man. He's usually watching online anyway. Like he pays attention. So anyway, this weekend was I can't say I didn't do any YouTube. I mean, we did do Punk's Pit on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday I did I completely backed away from YouTube. No lives. I didn't watch any live streams. I don't believe I said hi to anyone. Nothing like that. It has been a hell of a decompression. I mean, I still do stuff. I was able to kind of catch up on these classic reviews that I kind of let fall behind because I got other stuff to do, especially here in Michigan when we don't get, like it's not nice 365 days a year. So we have to get outside. But I ended up agreeing to cut down these branches for the neighborhood for the association because I'm on it now. And these two huge branches got knocked down. And again, it's like I'm the only one that can do it, I guess. And while I was trying to get one piece off, this will make some people a little disappointed. As I was trying to get this piece off, a big log fell. You can see where it like hit my arm. It literally came down on my bicep as I was twisting. I don't know where it came from because I was looking up. 6 inches over, it crushes my head. And honestly, God, I might not be here. So it's probably disappointing to some people. But luckily it didn't. It came down on my arm. So much happier. Came down on me, didn't come down on my son, but then again, he didn't go out that day. He went out the first day. Anyway, and then you know what else we did? Yesterday I purchased, because it's not out yet, I purchased How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, and my son absolutely loved the movie as a kid. I thought the animated one was it was a 5-star movie, absolutely amazing, and I think this live action, they did a great job. It follows the same story. There is some stuff that gets added in, but I thought the acting was great. I thought that the animation, I mean, Toothless looks like Toothless, although they did kind of screw up the name of Toothless, to be 100% honest. Anyway, and not that his name is Toothless, but if you know why he's called Toothless, then you'll kind of understand it. Anyway, as you can see, I got a poll going. Want to hear what you have to say? Did you back the Snowcat? And if so, how many? I got God no, got 1, got 2, 3 or more for me. I get on. There's already 56 people that haven't backed it. Now I don't know if that means you're not going to back it or what, but again, there's a lot of talk about the Snowcat, and we'll definitely talk about it a little bit today, as it did fund last week. not while we were live at all, which is extremely disappointing. But anyway, let's say hi to the chat. We got what? 45 people watching right now, so please hit that like button if you haven't yet. So let's just start off. We got Mike Gold jumping in here saying 8,708 days left. Wait, what? That's a lot of days. Same time toys jumping in here, men. Who's is here? US Combat Dojo. We have HK Viper, GI Bro, who has the best guns in the community. We have Plastic Fantastic, Johnny Reno. We have Matthew Masson jumping in here, and you know what Matthew's going to ask for if he hasn't yet, and that is a. We have Snow Wolf. We have a Sabir jumping in here saying, "Good evening, fellow collectors." And Lawrence dropping in before I catch the subway uptown and head home for the I don't know what that is. Be safe, man. Honestly, be safe. I've never rode the subway because I don't live in New York. Hi, it's me jumping in here. Woo! Let's see here. We have Let It Roll says we need those tiers. This is the first time I'm starting to get a little worried about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to get a little worried about the tiers not hitting, but I guess we'll just watch and see. We have Nolan jumping in here. We have Fat Dread jumping in here. Just got notified I'm no longer a member. You're green, so technically you still are. We have Red Toys Galaxy jumping in. We have Steve Martin. We have Tony's Figs, one of my circle of jerks partners. Wolverine Ortiz, 610 Yojo Daddy saying, "What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all smash that like button and subscribe. What's up, Punk? SCS Dog." Whew. Let's see here. I know there's got to be some more because there's how many of us? Action Figs, another one of my moderators. So both my moderators are here. Jeff, Skunk Works Studios. If you're not following this guy, and Jeff, you posted something and I had to share it because I finally figured out you can share. For a while you couldn't do that type of stuff, and I don't look for new things. You posted that John Wayne, I believe that's a 12-inch. That's from the Green Berets. I've mentioned before, my dad is a huge John Wayne fan, and Green Berets, because it's a military movie, it was always my favorite movie. It was also one of the first pro-Vietnam movies, or I think it was the first pro-Vietnam movie. So you hit me in the feels, man. You hit me in the feels with a giant action figure. Bronx Rob jumping in here. I don't know if I've ever seen you here before. You say Slow Cat is trash. Hey, that's your opinion, man. Everyone's allowed to it, man. But I disagree completely. Legend series, Tony jumping in here. How have you been, man? Check this guy out. If you have not been checking out Legend series, this guy puts in a lot of time doing a lot of different things on YouTube. So check him out. Whew. Let's see here. I feel like we've come to an end. There doesn't seem to be too many new people. This Ultra Mensch. Ouch. Yeah, dude. I'm assuming you're talking about when the like it was a big branch. I mean, it's like a big log. It wasn't a branch, and I have no idea because I was looking up, and like literally, if it was 5 inches over, that thing was coming down on my head, and it would not have been really good at all. Tech 49 jumping in here saying, "Yo," Steve Martin says that branch was Specs Trap he sent for you, calling Armored Cobra Commanders Iguana Serpentor. It is Serpentor. I know that he tried to say that it's not, but he's wrong because even Lenny said that that's what it is. So Todd C is in here. We have Hustle SM. Woo! All right. Dustin Blair. We have Spaded One Make Dysentery. Dysentery. Spaded One Make Dysentery. Look, I got it right. Took me a couple times, but I got it right. Dustin Blair saying, "Hi, Punk." Woo! All right. Hustle SM says, "All the tiers will unlock. Waiting on global count. Keep the faith, fellas." I've been saying that it's going to hit all of them, but I'm not going to lie. This is the first time I'm starting to get like, Yeah, you know what? It's getting there. I thought we would have hit. I thought over the weekend, the way it was jumping, but we know there is a huge spike, and you're really only looking. I think it hit 14,000. I think that's what it's supposed to hit. But yeah, it's going to be one of those. I truly, I think it'll probably hit before we go live on Thursday, but we'll find out. And Cobra Commander jumping in here saying, "What's up, gang? Hey, I just got a new version of you today." So it's combat armor, right? I'm never gonna not be able to call him battle armor Cobra Commander. Anyway, whew, okay. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Make sure you vote in this because let's see, only 47% now say no. So only over 50% of the people in here are getting the Haslab or lying. I mean, I don't know. You might be just lying on it. All right. I want to say thank you. Big thank you to Bobby from Geeks Have Game for joining me on a Thursday with a friend. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. I had only talked to Bobby one other time, and he popped on after the Circle of Jerks was over. It's the only time that I had ever talked to him. So it was nice to kind of get to know him. He's followed me, and we've talked, we've gone back and forth on, Facebook and Instagram a little bit. But getting to sit down and talk to him and get to actually know him, I think it was great. It was a really good conversation that I had with him. So please go check that out if you haven't, and go subscribe to his channel, Geeks Have Game. Plastic Battle is jumping in here saying the crowdfund pace doesn't even begin to really pick up until within the final 72 hours or so. And I'm with you. I'm with you, and I know exactly what I mean. Again, I've watched enough of these, just like you have. I mean, so I'm not like. But it is odd because we're usually not in this position when it comes to a G.I. Joe Haslab, right? Other than the Sky Striker, once again proving I'm not that the O-ring is dead or not that the 4-inch is dead, but just the fact that hey, 4-inch is not where the money goes right now. Okay, so Sean Forrester says, got that battle armor Coco today. Has a defective left shoulder, keeps popping out. Hopefully it's just me. I did not have that problem with mine. So hopefully it is. Man, you're gonna have to contact Walmart, because that's where you got it from, because they're the only ones that are shipping it right now, because Hasbro Pulse will not take it back. Maybe they will for you, but I've had it where they don't want to because you didn't get it from them. Jim Smith says, if it doesn't fully fund, I'm backing 5. The resale will be much higher than previous Haslabs with that less supply. Jim Smith, you're absolutely correct. It's going to be worth more probably because it's going to be a lower count no matter what right now. The Machine Man saying, I reread the description of all the tiers and it called out Adventure Team, so I'm guilt buying one. They talk about a lot, man. Like that, it was pointed out that they open a bivouac in one of the episodes in the Arctic. This was talked about on, I think on Punk's Pit, someone brought it up. So Rowdy Riles jumping in here. And then we have Moses Guillen. I'm a bit concerned about the tiers, but last year there was a huge boost to last day. There is always a huge boost. Always. Now the question is the boost going to be big enough to jump up that far? Because looking at it right now, we're sitting at, what was it? We're sitting at 8,801. So to unlock all the tiers, you're only 14,000. So in all honesty, we're looking at about a 5,000 boost. I think we're going to hit it. Again, I do think that what we're going to see is definitely that this resale value is going to be worth more. And I know someone tried calling me out and saying, that's BS. Look at the Sky Striker. They can't get rid of them. The Sky Striker is different. It is a different scale, and there are multiple Sky Strikers out there. And even though the Haslab is by far the best Sky Striker made, many people look at it and they're like, hey, that's not the size, that's not the scale that I'm into anymore. Or even if I am, I don't really want to spend that much when I have Sky Strikers and the original Sky Strikers that look perfectly fine. That is where that argument completely falls apart. Classified is still booming. We see it. We see how things are going. We see how those snake armors are. We see how mad the man-childs got when they thought the Coast Slither had sold out and they were never going to be able to get it. This is what happens. And next year, and it's going to take a little bit longer because it took this much longer to fund. So it's going to take a little bit longer to get it, in my personal opinion. So, Beardy McBeardison's I back, but we'll be canceling budgetary reasons, not because I think it's crummy. I will for sure have FOMO for the years to come. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. And Beardy, listen, budgetary reasons, you can't do it. But you backed it because originally you didn't think you were, but you didn't get charged for it. And this is why we all kept saying, hey, if you like this and you want it, and if your feeling is, hey, I'm only going to back it if we get all the tiers, then back it now. You don't get charged. Unlike Mattel, which will charge you once it hits the funding, or Super 7, who charges you right away. All crowdfunders don't charge you till the end. And even let's say you forget it. All right. Let's say you forget about it. You have 30 days to cancel it. And that's the only reason why we've continued to tell people, hey, back it if you think that you want it, because you can always cancel it. You're not getting charged. If you don't think it's worth it, then don't waste your time. Don't even risk forgetting that you backed it, right? I don't know how you could forget. I don't have $350 just lying around. Zach Tunak, I swear I've never seen you before. Matthew, please, I hope I'm not wrong. This is the first G.I. Joe one I've backed because I regret not backing the previous Haslabs. I'm telling you, man, that is... When you look around and you see how many people say that, I just don't want to hear you saying, hey, does anyone have a Haslab? Does anyone have a Snowcat for a reasonable price? It's for my son. Oh, man. Jay Astro jumping in here saying, I realize some people don't have the money now. I realize some people don't have the money now. How many people will be willing to pay $500 for it on eBay if they didn't want to pay $325 now? And again, that's the biggest. And again, I actually understand, because when you look at Mythic Legions and how Mythic Legions does things, the best time to buy Mythic Legions is to buy it when the Four Horsemen put it up. You're never going to get a better deal. So, order it then. If you have it, if you have the money and you know you're going to get into it. I don't, because I don't know how much Mythic Legions I'm going to want to buy at that time. So I'm willing to hold off and I pay a little bit extra. That's kind of what it is with the Haslab. Now, again, if you have the money and you know you're going to buy it, like when I look at how the Four Horsemen do their thing when they start off, the pre-orders, and you're never going to get it cheaper. If you know you're all in, you're going to get it at such a cheap price, even though you got to wait 12 to 18 months. I say you do it. If they gave us a deal with Classified and said, hey, this is the next wave of Classified. This is the next 10 figures. They're not going to be done for 12 to 18 months, but each figure is going to be $20 standard. The deluxe figures, instead of $35 bucks, are going to be, let's say, 28. And, and you have these big, and I know I'm all in, you have all these big deals. I'd buy it and I'd sit on it. I don't do that with Mythic Legions because it's not my cup of tea when it comes to having all of it, but it's the best way to do it. Again, if you know you're going to want this and you have the $325, I say back it. If you're like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to want it, or you're like, hey, right now, if financially it doesn't make any sense, then don't. And if you don't like it, don't even waste your waste your breath. Just ignore it and move on and buy something and spend $325 on something you like. That's where a lot of my argument with some of these people that have been making comments, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, that just came from saying thank you to Bobby from Geeks Have Game. I want to say thank you to everyone that jumped on Punk's Pit, for all the channel members. We had a blast. I think we went like 5 or 6 hours. I had to wake up early, so I wanted to cut it a little bit shorter. So I think we were only up. I think we finished up around 3 or 4. It was a late night. I can say that. Moodolock66 said, I did get a crystal ball. I work at 3 a.m. and randomly hit Walmart up at 2 a.m. and it was in stock, selling fast or something. I ordered one, $24.99 free shipping, was out of stock when I reloaded. Damn. Mine don't have any, and mine is still sitting there saying not processing. But I was paid for a long ass time ago because when you pay with PayPal at Walmart, it takes its sweet old time, but they charge you right away. So good for you, man. I know I'm gonna get it, but it's kind of sucks that everyone else has it, and I'm like, I just want my crystal ball. Grizzle Horn jumping in here saying the Haslab broke my completionist Joe collection, and that might be the best thing for you. I keep telling people I'm a completionist till I'm no longer one. And what I mean by when I finally can't get something, how that snake armor might be it. But I have a feeling I'm going to get the snake armor one way or another. Quip is jumping in here. Great to have you. All right. So this Friday. Okay, so first off, Thursday, there will be no Thursday with a friend because, well, we are doing the special missions Circle of Jerks. We're going to count down the Haslab. But this Friday, Rad Toys Galaxy is going to have me as a guest at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is a link to his channel. Please head on over there, hit the subscribe button, but hit that remind me so you can probably hear me talk a little bit more, because who doesn't want to hear me talk more than what I seriously, I'm live so much. I don't know why anyone wants to have me on or want to talk to me. It's like all you have to do is turn on, and it seems like I'm gonna be there. Letter Roll says, Punk, send an email to Hasbro about the Rattler. I did it Saturday, got a response today, and an hour later actually, I think I was kind of out of it. I think they actually sent me a that my Rattler has left the building. Not that it matters, because it's just going to Greg, because Greg gave me his. So Greg, if you're watching, your Rattler should be coming pretty soon. Yep. So so they sent me just today, so it looks like it is it's getting ready to be delivered. It tells me a signature. Now as I'm looking at my FedEx app, that fucking Mezco fucking Rumbler is still sitting there, and they don't seem to want to fucking get back to me, which is awesome. Thank you. Mezco has the worst customer service known to mankind. All right, I don't care what anyone says. There's no way that NECA can be worse than Mezco. They're absolutely fucking awful. Hi, it's me. I actually did not run out. I do have the rest of the month set up, but it was an easy way for me to get out of doing 1 week and breaking down the Haslab and seeing what it comes in at. So anyway, Rad Toys Galaxy, please jump on over there. I really have no idea what we're talking about. The best thing about going on someone else's show is you let them tell you what you're going to talk about. I do enough of this where I have to figure shit out on my own. It's nice to sit back and just talk. So Moodolock said, I emailed Mezco and just never heard anything. So, and this is what's aggravating. And I've dealt with Mezco when I've ordered stuff directly from them and they create a shipping label and it ships out a month later. But the problem is, first off, I'd pay $350 for this thing. Two, other people are getting it, so I know they're shipping out. And I messaged them. This is awesome. I messaged them. I sent 2 different messages. One was through their system. The other one, I actually went to their email and I emailed their customer service. They get back to me. Can you confirm your address? Literally grabbed my phone as quickly as possible and I responded back. So, hey, I know you're sitting there. You literally just sent this to me. Heard nothing back. This was Thursday. Today, I responded again saying, hey, is there an update on this? Still haven't heard anything back. So awesome. Thanks a lot, Mezco. And seriously, they're awful. Just awful. And again, I'm not breaking any news. We've heard this numerous times, so. Sean Jones says, FedEx didn't deliver my rattlers and shipped back, waiting for Hasbro to get back to me. Well, just know this, it does require a signature. So as soon as it tells me that it's shipping, I will send it to a FedEx store, and then I'll go grab it there. That way, to me, that's the easiest way, because I don't know if someone's going to be here or, when it's going to hit. So that FedEx app is awesome to redirect things. Richard Burns is jumping in here. Whew. All right. Okay. So quickly, why did I get in? Well, man, I got a whole shitload of stuff in. When you think, hey, I don't know if there's going to be any Joes, and next thing you know, people are like, hey, Walmart has this and Amazon is shipping this. So as you know, we get the polar bear in. I love this polar bear. All right. For $65, you get this. And I know people say, not another Snake Eyes. So all this is the retro Snake Eyes that a lot of people didn't get, except he's in like this blue outfit with his glow-in-the-dark hands. This is such a good buck. End of story. Again, I probably didn't need another Snake Eyes, but this is just such a good Snake Eyes. And then again, you get a polar bear for $65. And again, when someone says, yeah, well, the Mythic Legions bear looks better. The Mythic Legions bear is also $120. I hope it looks better. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about Mythic Legions because they're Four Horsemen, because I buy their stuff, but don't give me that crap. And then we got this Snake Eyes. To get 2 Snake Eyes in one day. So I'm going to have a little story about this guy in a second. But yeah, there's this guy, version 4 Snake Eyes. He did exist. People seem to not understand that because Google must not work for them. But today, I also got Major Blood, which the review will go out tomorrow morning. And I compare him to not only the O-ring, but what is different on this one compared to the Cobra Island. I think there's some things that should have been fixed that weren't. And if you have the Cobra Island Major Blood, you'll probably know what the hell I'm talking about. And then Battle Armor Cobra Commander, or as they call him, Combat Armor, something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I really liked him. I think he looks good. There's something, I don't know. I got to mess around with him a little bit more. There's something that feels great. Now I'm going to have to find that. Oh, no. Yeah. This did not get fixed. Just so you know. That didn't get fixed. I guess neither did the helmet, which is now lost somewhere. Damn it. Damn it, Bubby. Hold on. There we go. The helmet. Oh, no. Major Blood fell down. All right. Woo. One pouch man here saying, we got spoiled with Snake Eyes this week. Oh, yes, we did. We did. Matthew says, my second polar bear came in today. Anyone want a Sunbow Mass Device Snake Eyes with Mass Device parts? I know someone that might want the Mass Device parts. I don't think they want the or I know they don't want Snake Eyes. That was why he didn't order it. Bobby Wolf says he's done nothing yet. Okay. Okay. So I finally went up and I did some classic reviews that have kind of been sitting here on my list. I did Crimson. I'm sorry, Crimson Guard, Zaymot and Tomax, and the Ferret comes out tomorrow. And then I changed the order around. Wednesday, I'm not going to tell you what's going to come out, and Thursday is something else that I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be. But if you look at the series that I'm on, and you look at some other things that are happening, you might be able to put two and two together and figure out what it just might be. just what it might just be that might be coming out. All right. So I need a quick breather. So let's see here. We can hear from Mossman 1 quickly.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
Mossman, what are you doing back here?
Oh, you see, so Skeletor, he had to go to the grocery store. He had to go buy more barbecue Pringle chips. And so he's put me in charge here for a little bit. In charge of y'all. He said, man, Mossman, I have to go to the grocery store, so I need to put you in charge of Snake Mountain. Mwahahahaha.
Yes, that's Skeletor. That's Skeletor. Right.
Skeletor said since I was in charge, I could use the credit card and maybe go online and buy some action figures for myself.
Oh, some action figures sound kind of nice.
Yes. Maybe we can go to Big Bad.
Yeah, Beastman, we don't say that around here. We go to HellDopeToys.com. They have the best prices in town, and they ship everything in one business day. One business day, Beastman. That means I buy it, and it comes to my house super fast, and they pack it all real nice. So when I go to do my YouTube reviews for my 5 subscribers, I'll be like, oh, look at this minty fresh package box that I got from HellDopeToys.com. So what are we waiting for, y'all? Let's go get that credit card and head on over to HellDopeToys.com right now before they run out of all the good stuff.
I like this comment from Grizzlehorn. Even my wife noticed 2 snake eyes this week. Now Muda says, and now they're announcing a bunch of snow figures, so people have FOMO, and they're like, "I'll need the Snowcat." Well, first off, it is their job to sell the Snowcat, so you can't really blame them. 2, we all know they're gonna have snow figures. It only makes sense. There's already been a few, but yeah, I think we all know there's more than enough snow figures, and also showing you the bucks of Lady J and Flint say, hey, we can do all kinds of characters in the snow, including like cobras and stuff. So yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, I think we all know that I think we all know what's gonna happen. So again, their job is to create FOMO. Their job is to sell that Snowcat, and they should have been doing it a little bit better early on, in my personal opinion. But I've also noticed throughout all these HasLab projects, and not just the G.I. Joe, they do this stuff. Like they totally do this stuff. So it's aggravating. And what I mean by if they don't promote it like they should. So G.I. Jetman saying hello, Lawrence and chat. Mudalock says the missiles on the Major Blood don't stay on at all. Need sticky tack. Haven't gotten the new one yet. It's funny that you say that, because if you watch my review tomorrow, I may actually point that out. I hate the missiles on that fucking thing. Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I was like, wait a minute. No, I only put the Cobra Commander out today. The other one goes out tomorrow. So. Anyway. Okay. So I got to talk about some comments that people have been leaving for me. I don't understand why everyone. First off, I don't understand why you watch somebody that it sure seems like you don't like. But so there's been one guy that's made a few comments on Circle of Jerks. He's made it here, telling me that hey, stop it. You sound like a shill. And basically said, you're telling people how to spend their money. They don't want the snowcat. Listen, I'm not telling anyone how to spend their money. That is, once again, people hearing what they want to hear. And what I mean by that is I'm telling people that if you are saying the only way that I'm going to back it is if it hits all the tiers, then back it. Because if everyone is thinking like you, hey, I need all the tiers before I back it, but no one is backing it, guess what? It's going to be harder to hit that number. Now, if you don't think that it's worth it, then don't. And the only reason why I say back it is because it doesn't cost you any money. Nothing. They don't take anything out. They don't even ping your card like Target does when you want to order a fucking, a breaker from them. Nothing at all. So there's no reason not to just back it right there. If you're like, hey, what if I forget? Well, everyone has a phone. Set the alarm, and at, I don't know, 11:55 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, look and see what it's at. And if you're like, hey, it's not going to hit it, I'm going to, unback this. That's all that we're saying. If you don't think that it's worth it, then don't back it. That's your money. All right. If you don't think it's worth it, no matter what, it could hit all those tiers and you still say it's not worth it, then don't back it. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the way people go about things, not really thinking about things. And to sit there and say like, and this guy has said like, listen to this guy. He used to hate all of Hasbro's stuff. Go listen to his old reviews. Now he's praising everything that they do. First off, I don't know what the fuck you've ever watched, but I can tell you this: the people that wanted to say that I was a shill say that I'm a shill, and then other people will say on the same video that all you do is hate on stuff. All I do is review a figure, and if I think the figure is good or the vehicle is good, I point out what I think is good and I point out what is bad. Oddly enough, when it comes to Valaverse, so many people got into the line because of things that I said complimentary about the figures. But in every single one of those Valaverse reviews that I did in the comments, you would hear people tell me that I'm a complete hater and all I'm doing is hating on it. And then you hear the same, or not the same people, obviously. Then you hear in the same comments, people saying you're just a shill for them. This stuff sucks. What is it, right? You're hearing what you want to hear because your perceived notion is you're going into a video with somebody that you think this is how he acts, saying this is what he's going to say about it. I don't get paid by any of these companies. I don't get free stuff from any of these companies because that would skew how you look at things. And anything that I have ever gotten free or even a discount on, I have outright said in the review. How even when Greg gives me stuff to review, I flat out say, hey, you know what? This is my buddy Greg's. He's letting me review it. I have no skin in the game other than to be completely honest. If I'm not honest, then my reviews mean absolutely nothing. That's where anything financially that I make on YouTube comes from. And I have no problem with people that get free product. I have no problem with people that do a review and maybe it's not a review. It's more of an overlook of this figure and how great it is. Well, that's fine. That's fine. But that's not me. That's not what my channel has ever been. I don't perceive my channel changing, but if it does, then I will be upfront and honest and say, hey, you know what? I'm getting this product for free. So, hey, take that review for how it is. I don't perceive that happening. But once again, this is how people look at things. They say stuff like that because they're so mad about something. They dislike me for some reason. And it's like, all right. And we've all done it. Like, we've all watched people and we may not like them and we're going to nitpick everything to make them seem worse. But the difference is I have a platform to tell you that you're wrong. Crusty old crow jumping in here saying, hey, eat my snowcats. Hi, it's me. Says, I got some Valiver so I could hate play with it. I also eat dog poos. That's another thing. I had people tell me that I bought a figure in the past, not recently. I've had people tell me that you only bought this so so you could trash it. Listen, I don't have an extra $55 to buy an action figure and just to trash it. First off, I don't make that much money back. Very seldom does a video make that much money back, especially with something that you don't review all the time. So why would I do something like that? Why would I give someone money so I could hate bash it? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It's like what I talked about, like YouTube. Like, this is a big platform. Everyone's allowed to be on it. I don't have to watch you, and you don't have to watch me, right? And then Jose says, Punk has not yet begun to shill. Help us when he starts. I guess. But if you didn't buy it, then you can't review it. Remember that guy? Now, he was slimy. I did have a guy that told me that because I didn't buy certain stuff, I shouldn't review it. And I went, that's a dumb argument. So all those car reviewers, do you think every car reviewer buys the fucking car? No, they're reviewing the car and how normally those cars are donated to them or those production cars are given to them by the manufacturer. But yeah, it's there was a guy that he said that if I don't buy it, I shouldn't review it. And I'm like, that's stupid, but whatever. That people, again, once somebody doesn't like someone, they're going to find every reason. And believe me, I'm guilty of it. There are people that I do not like. And when I talk to my friends, I flat out I say what I think, right? And I'll hear things and I'll be like, look, there he is once again. With that said, I don't go on the internet and bash them unless if it's not something that is completely valid. All right. And even then, I have other things to do with my life. But I get a lot of stuff sent to me, an awful lot of stuff sent to me. And what I mean by stuff, I meant like, put it this way. I think I pointed this out to a few people is I now have people in my algorithm on YouTube that I don't like popping up because so many people have sent me clips of them to watch. Hey, you got to watch this. You got to watch. I'm like, dude, I don't like them. Now they're popping up in my algorithm. I'm like, God damn it. So then I got this one. Okay. So I always bitch about, you know what? Google it. Just fucking Google it. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. Everyone deals with it. I'm more vocal about it. So I don't remember who he is. I'd have to go look on my Instagram. But someone on Instagram posted the new Snake Eyes version 4, right? They posted it. And then this was on his Instagram. And on his Instagram, someone commented and said, I don't know what Snake Eyes that is. Maybe it was after my time, but it looks like a Mexican knockoff. Whatever. Again, he thinks it looks like a knockoff. And then the guy said, this is version 4 Snake Eyes. It's been around forever. And then he made a comment. He said, well, do you have a side by side? Because I'm not sure, I've never seen it before. And then the guy that's on his Instagram, he makes a comment and says, I don't have it, but a Punk with Toys has it up on his video. So this is my fucking problem with that. This is my fucking problem. All the guy had to do was Google Snake Eyes. Now tell me that because you don't know what it is, that it isn't real. And he literally was telling this guy, no, I don't think that's real. Like, dude, Google fucking Snake Eyes. It's not that hard. G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. Not only is this Snake Eyes actually, I mean, not only is he commonplace for the most part, he was in O-Ring. He was in the Real American Hero comic. They made a 12-inch version of him. There's been multiple iterations of him. So once again, it just shows the power of take your fucking time, and rather than like, and again, this wasn't even on Facebook. This was on someone's Instagram that he left this fucking comment. Now, this is how you look stupid. You look stupid because you're saying, yeah, that looks like a knockoff. I've never seen it. I don't, like they're just making it up. Like, dude, it came out in 91. Matthew will tell you it's technically a vintage Snake Eyes, the look of it. So, but yeah. And then we have, I'm just going to say Wolvie of the, he said, I just got my email notification. The Rattler is shipping and will be here in hand on Friday. Yep. Like I said, I just got mine. It hasn't left yet. And again, doesn't matter. Just goes over to Greg anyway, because I have his. But you're going to like it, man. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up with my fucking internet. I'm going to have to, it's been happening a lot lately. So I don't know what's been going on. So I'm going to have to make a few calls and figure out what the hell is going on, because I can see how bad it is. I always have it on right here. So, but anyway, whew. Cobra 887 says you literally had the O-ring version on your review. Okay, so again, he wasn't saying it to me. The guy that he made the comment on, he tagged me in it saying, he said, I don't have it, but a Punk with Toys has it on his review. You're absolutely right. And again, it's not that hard to find. It's not that hard to find. You'll find it on yojo.com, which is defunct but still there, and 3D Joe's. But again, like to have that feeling of like, well, if I've never seen it, it clearly doesn't exist, and they're just making it up. Like, what the fuck, dude? Triple D's Dungeon saying, throwing this out there in case Hasbro is listening, Lenny, V3 Snake Eyes needs to be a 3-pack with 2 other Ninja Bucks that we can pull kit from to build the Snake Eyes. I don't want a 3. They overcharge for 2-packs. I really don't want a 3-pack that I have to overpay for, because they want to charge $90 for 3-packs, when in actuality they should be somewhere around, I don't know, 65 or 70, because when you buy more of something, it's supposed to be less, except in Hasbro world. And by Hasbro world, I mean literally the G.I. Joe world, where they raise the price. Hey, here's some old weapons. But Dave, I understand what you're saying. I just know how they think. Well, I don't know how they think completely. I have an idea of how they think. And sometimes I don't want to be in that head, because fuck. But anyway, that's just kind of a quick little bitch that I had. Again, I love the fact that people comment. There are some people that are very polite about things. There are people that just want to be right about things and have to tell me to let me know that I was wrong. And believe me, I'm wrong a lot. I'll say it again. That is why I pay child support. But then there are people that are they're mad at me and they're hate watching, which is great. I'll never understand it. I mean, I watch some things that I don't like. If it makes me giggle, I'll just mention some dude on an island. That dude makes me giggle because, wow. Just fucking wow. Then Jose says, "So you're mad at someone telling tales on you? I get snitches, get no brownies." Um, I don't know what that means. I know what the snitch is. Who's telling tales on me? Ed says he's wrong a lot. He has Matthew as a moderator. Hey, I'm not wrong if I agree with Matthew, Ed. Just remember that. Wolvie says living rent free in haters' head is still channel engagement. Oh, dude, listen. Again, that's why I say thank you so much. It does. Again, it blows my mind because, like I said, like I really don't have the time to. First of all, I don't want to comment on someone that I don't like, right? Like, there really serves no purpose. Getting in a verbal spat on social media, although can be kind of fun if you're doing it as a troll, but I think I've come to the conclusion when it comes to this is whether it's somebody I like or not. When you're sitting there and you're leaving bad comments for somebody, first off, why? I mean, again, let them do what they need to do. If someone says something disparaging about me, I'll just go live and I'll say it so everyone can hear it rather than people have to read through and figure out where the fuck it is. I'll just fucking say it out loud. But when you start making those comments like that, other people are reading it. And again, I go on someone that I don't like that has, 1,500 subs. All right. Which is a good amount of subs, right? Like, and they see, hey, here's a punk with toys who, again, a bigger channel, and he's in here acting like a fucking fool, leaving comment after comment and basically just attacking this guy. It makes me look awful. It makes everyone that associates with this channel and myself look awful. And it's something like I just don't understand. And again, there are some people that can do it, and I can hear them giggling as they do it, but they're usually they're never doing it in an attacking way. They're doing it as a joke. And again, you can, if you know the people, you know who I'm talking about. Mark Hartner says, "Hate watching. Yes, I hate this movie. Take my money for enjoying it." We did. Livy and I watched. We watched Aquaman, which was an awful movie, but we had so much enjoyment watching it that when Aquaman 2 came out, I remember saying to her, I'm like, "Are we going to the movies to see it?" And she's like, "Yeah." And sadly, it wasn't as bad as the first one. And by bad, I mean awful, but it still had its funny points. Beardy McBurderson says, "I don't know why some people are so adverse to Google. I can't even watch a show or movie without Googling the actor, what else they've been in, who they're married to, where they're from, and age." Again, this is what drives me nuts about when people fill up our Facebook feeds with questions that are really easily answered. All right. And again, there's certain questions that aren't. And some people, have said, hey, they just want engagement. They want to talk. Again, I guess I understand that, but there's other ways to start the engagement, in my opinion. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, fuck, dude, like, you're at the way you literally posted that, you're at the device that you could Google this and find this answer out. And look, Baldy Fox Review saying verbal spat on these nuts. Yes. Another one of my my jerks associates. He might giggle when he's making comments. I'm just saying. Archangel Michael Mars saying, "Hey punk, how's that front side rail grind coming along?" Front side rail grind. That's an oxymoron. You rail slide. You don't rail grind. You grind rails. But anyway, I haven't ground a rail in quite some time. Not a round bar. I haven't done a round bar in forever. Not even flat bars. All right. Skunkwork says all these Sonic movies were something I never wanted to love, but dude, the Sonic movies are really good. You know what else is another good movie that's based off kids was the Dora the Explorer movie. Especially if you have kids, go watch it. The Sonic movies are really good. Like, they're fun, man. David T. Allen jumping in here right now saying, back Punk, glad to watch live. Hey, glad to have you here and you not announcing over me when I'm trying to talk. Woo! Anyway, okay. There's 1 hour in the books. We do have some news to talk about. So anyway, before we get into that, you guys know Hella Dope Toys sponsor. Use that code APWT, a punk with toys. You get 10% off everything in stock or on pre-order. No one else does that. No one else. But head on over there, order some stuff. You know what's really nice? Go over to like their sales, their closeout shit, and just get the stuff out of Ted's house. And he loves it when you get stuff out of his house. Ted doesn't care if it's in Aaron's house. I'll be honest. He's kind of selfish like that. He's like, I just want the stuff out of my house. But if it's in Aaron's house, I don't care. It can stay there. Amazon, as I mentioned, please hit those links. Johnny Reno, if you're here listening, I will send you the links that you were asking. He asked about the Mortal Kombat. I didn't even think about it, but I will get some links to you. I don't know when they're going. Did they go up yet? Either way, I can get them to you. Anything that you need a link for, just send it to me and I'll send you a link from Amazon if that's how you're going to order it. And yeah, I also have an Entertainment Earth one too. No one buys from Entertainment Earth no more. I don't think Entertainment Earth wants to sell to people. I think they're just like, hey, we have a storefront. Order some stuff, but don't expect it. You'll get it from Sergeant Reds much sooner because we'll ship it to them, which is understandable. They should. But anyway. All right. And both, I just want to say this, both Matthew, Ed, please, I know I saw Matthew earlier, drop a link to your shows tomorrow. So again, I've mentioned before, Tuesdays, they're already filled for you guys. 6:30, Circle of Jerks goes on. We usually finish up about 8:15. We don't go that long, believe it or not. That's why I'm single. That's why Tony's single. I don't know why the other guys, I guess their wives like it to be short and sweet. And then 9 p.m., Ed goes on with one of the travesties for their show, the Toy Elite Nation. I don't know if that's what it's called. And then Matthew and Pop go on at 10 p.m. For the evening blend. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick little break, but you're going to listen to the second Mossman because I need 2.5 minutes to breathe.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble duff. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, oh, Mossman, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio. So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HellaDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in one business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Mossman, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HellaDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box and I was like, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at hellodopetoys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're going to save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all saved. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to hellodopetoys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then, like, at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to helldopetoys.com and like and subscribe, and then in the comments put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not helldopetoys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
That dirty Mossman, he's just going to delete it. And this type of stuff pisses me off. Muting Mossman. Oh, no. You can't mute me. Oh, no. I need to talk to StreamYard and see if there's a way to make sure that Mossman can not only not be muted, but like when I'm watching Hulu, when it hits the commercials, the volume goes up about 10 decimals. Does anyone else have that issue with Hulu? Because I actually stopped watching Hulu. I only watch it on Disney Plus, which I think someone said they're going to stop. They're stopping to do, but Hulu goes up like tremendously. It's awful. And I have a Mossman on the way. Did I just do that? I didn't buy that Mossman. Steve Martin says, if Mossman doesn't sound like that, if Mossman doesn't sound like this in the upcoming movie, I'm walking out. I swear to God, like, I swear, if I ever hear Mossman, and we know he's not going to sound like that, we're all going to be like, dude, what the hell is this? Like, what, like, wait, what voice is this? Cooter's Garage jumping in saying Mossman comes on, I turn it up. That's what we like to hear, Cooter's Garage. That's what we like to hear. Go for 8877 says, why do I want to rub Mossman's chest? I don't know. Why do you? Archangel, look at that. What sick SOB doesn't like Mossman? This guy right here. See, like Matthew said it. Look, Matthew said it before I even highlight the name. Tony's Figs. Oh no, Tony's Figs doesn't like me. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go on over there and rub all over him. 3-star draw jumping in here saying, yeah, we haven't seen the entire cast of that movie, have we? What if Mossman is in it and sounds exactly like that? Dude, I swear to if Mossman was in it and he sounds like that, Ted better make a call and be like, whoa, wait a minute, guys. I don't have a problem with you doing that, but I definitely need to have some credit thrown my way. Dan Olton says Mossman was in a couple episodes of the 80s cartoons. You can hear what he really sounds like. Yes, I already know what he sounds like. We know what he sounds like. He sounds just like that. Whatever that is. Anyway, Mo2 here drops a few Masterverse figures, and I have to say, like, I was looking at these and I'm like, this almost makes me want to get into Mo2. I have to say that, like, I've said it numerous times when it comes to the Origins line, like their head sculpts got really, really good. And because their bucks are just so basic, but they put so much design and feel into like the paint and stuff on their head sculpts that it blows my mind. And now the Masterverse here, and I know some people have complained the articulation isn't the greatest, but these are also figures that are for under $25, man. And this looks awesome. Like this Hordak, that head sculpt, the wings on it. I mean, everything on it looks really good. The red is just so vibrant. I absolutely love the way that looks. And here we have Graf jumping in here saying Ted signed an NDA, so he can't say if he's the voice of Mossman in the movie or not. Oh, we would know, though. All right, we all imitate it, but none of us do it. None of us do it like Ted. But we all try. We all try. Yeah, this looks really good. From his hand cannon to the wings that look like they're translucent. In general, looking at like the buck and the way they're doing this, I mean, these look really good. Now, I think one of the hardest parts, if you were just like, hey, I'm not an all-in on Masterverse, but I want to pick up one essential character, one essential figure of each character. Man, they're just getting better and better, and this Hordak does look really good. So yeah, if you're into Motu, and there used to be a time that I hit the Motu, and we had a lot less people watching back then, and it has definitely grown. I would literally watch the numbers just drop. Not so much anymore. And again, most of the people aren't even into Motu here, but I think they're looking at these bucks and they're just like, man, these figures look really good. And at a price point of under $25, at least for the base figures, it's hard to complain. Because these figures are built on a 7-inch buck. So they're taller than classifieds. So all in all, these are just, again, really good looking figures. Again, hard to be upset or mad with it. And then we have Cobra Khan, and this was always probably my favorite Motu figure. Probably because he was a squirt gun. He was a squirt gun for the most part. But they gave him his little pinchers. A very similar type of weapon right there. They give him his acid spit right there, which I think looks good. And they give him that stupid weapon. I hate that weapon. I hate them. I hate most of the Motu weapons, other than the swords and the axes and the shields and stuff like that. But man, Matthew says, I am literally going to be the last person to get the Rattler from Hasbro. They haven't even sent it. You haven't gotten anything? When did you back it? Did you back it, Matthew? Did you back it right at the beginning? And have you contacted them and said, do you know who I am? But yeah, so this figure, again, I think looks really good. There's something about it, though, that I don't like it's weird because I love Cobra Khan. But I don't like this headpiece right on the back. Yeah, Matthew, I truly do believe they went out of order. I think they went backwards. And we'll know because if we're at the end, I backed it within the first 500. So, yeah. So I have a feeling that they went backwards. And Bill Lioneer says, I got the Motu Thundercats. They're dope as fuck. I know a lot of people really like those. And again, that's like the perfect crossover. Now, I like this. I like this without the open Cobra. I think this just looks really good. And, this might fit in perfect with your Cobra Law if you're into Cobra Law. God, now I think I might actually pick one up. Cobra Khan Noonien Singh. My mind is combining things that shouldn't. I think we all do that, but 3-star says, I remember thinking this guy was that Chaka Khan song was. Oh shit. But yeah, looking at this again, I don't like the back. Like, I don't like that piece on him. I think it looks good from this angle, but from the front, I just like to see the head. And now I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, you know what? As much as I may not like Cobra Law, yeah, this is it might just fit in perfect with it. Kirk kicked this guy's ass. It's funny that you bring up Star Trek because there may be some Star Trek figures coming up in the near future in the slides. I do not remember the dates of the Haslab, but I know that your buddy Spec said he backed 2 on 2 separate orders, and the first one that he got was the last one. So Baldy actually says that's badass. Dustin Blair said, back to the beginning, I don't have it yet. And Plastic Battle says backing order has nothing to do with fulfillment. I normally would agree with you, but I feel like it went backwards because Bobby B just got his too, and I know he backed it shortly after it started. So it's definitely one of those weird. Like, again, I'm not sure. It shouldn't. It should go in order of how you backed it. To be 100% honest, if you backed it early, like, you should get it first. And again, by doing it the other way, it does make people not want to back it towards the end or wait to the end, like for the Snowcat, which will fuck your numbers. Shark Guy says, punk friends and members of the chat, greetings. Hope we're all enjoying the hobby and not engaging in internet tough guy beef. I am not, because I'm here. And 3-star says, I got my Rattlers last Wednesday. Technically, I didn't back it until 4 days after it ended because they couldn't process my payment. Yeah, but when did you originally back it? But anyway, here is Tila. I gotta say, this Tila looks awesome. Like, she looks really good. And there's so many times that we see females that have horrible face sculpts, but I have to say this. This looks good, man. Like, this Tila looks really good. And just quickly, I mean, other than like Mondo, this might be like the best Tila that I've ever seen. Because that face sculpt just looks really good. Doesn't have weird knees. It has proportions that, in my opinion, make what is, Master of the Universe. So, but yeah, if you're into this stuff, if you like Motu, again, I think that these things look really, really good. Transporter 8 jumping in here saying, resume. I just got my notification for the Rattler. Yeah, me too. I got mine too, even though I already have it because it's Greg's. So Greg will just get mine. I was starting to worry that I'm not going to get it, and then I had to give him his back. Jake Anderson jumping in say, that's going to make me get more Masterverse. This makes me want to get some, which I'm glad I'm not into because there's just too many. There's just too much stuff. But that is the quick Motu. There's really not too much. Man, I don't know why my network is so bad. It gives me such a bad signal. Anyway, then we'll get into some McFarland, however you want to call it. And I think I think we know what he's going to do when he loses the DC license completely. And that is, he is going heavy into Mortal Kombat. Now, I cannot speak for this. I can't speak for this genre per se, but I don't think Mortal Kombat was ever as big as Street Fighter. So where I think he might be seeing, like, hey, everyone's into Street Fighter, I don't think you're going to get the same with Mortal Kombat. Not to mention, these Jada Street Fighter figures are just 10 times better than anything McFarlane has ever produced. So, looking here, here's a Mortal Kombat Classic. I don't know these characters. They just... I mean, they look like, you know who they are. They just don't look that good. I mean, he is just Uncle Todd is truly hey, we'll blast shit out there, and the law of numbers, people are going to buy it. And I can tell you this right now, with the ending of, the DC multiverse, his figures are really hard to find. He no longer has those big sections at Walmart and Target. They're gone. He has been pretty much sent to the collector's corners, which isn't really good for him. But yeah, this is one of the females. I don't know who it is. Someone tell me who it is if you want. Mortal Kombat Classic. There's a little stand. All she comes with is her open fan and closed fan. And we got Red Nom jumping in here saying, "What's up, everyone, Larry?" And I finally got those stickers. Wait a minute. Did you seriously just get the stickers that I sent out to you like a year ago? No way, dude. Seriously, tell me. Like, did you really just get the stickers? I totally forgot about that. I know I sent you stickers a long time ago, but all right. So, Katina, look at that. I found it. Look, see, right as Mark Harkness says Katina. I come up to it. Oh, I guess Jay Astro said it too. Thanos Copter is jumping in here. If you have not checked out Thanos Copter yet on Instagram, please go do it. Unless you have a weak stomach. Tony's face says, "Damn, these are so underwhelming." You're the McFarland guy too. Like, you're the McFarland guy. So, okay. Random says, "Yes, I just got them today." It says, to be honest, I haven't checked my mail on the bottom. Man, I sent those stickers out like a year ago. Those things got sent out like before Joe Fest last year, didn't they? Like, that's when I sent that stuff last year, not 2025 Joe Fest. When I sent all those stickers out, it was around Joe Fest, or maybe right after Joe Fest. So they were just circling the post office. Kenzo's Creation jumping in here saying, "What's up, Punk and everyone in the chat?" All right. So anyway, here's what the box is going to look like. Here's the back of it. And we got, there's a Luke Cage, right? Did I get that right? Luke Cage, something like that. And look at what's up with the fucking belly, man. Like, he has another belly that's like this, right? Where it doesn't have an ab crunch. It's like this weird diaphragm cut. And I understand what he's trying to do. It just, it looks absolutely ridiculous. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Hyatt to me says, "McFarland saw Jada Street Fighters and said, I can do worse than that. Hold my pins." Worse. I don't know what you're talking about. Worse, because those things are awesome. He has other figures that he has the same. Yes, Liu Kang. Sorry. The only reason why I know who this is because of a very, very, very poor skit called, what is it called? It's a poor skit about Chris Benoit. And I think it's tribute to Chris Benoit, and it's bad. Like, it's hilarious. I'm going to hell for watching it and going down in first class because I laughed at it. And Into Mystery says, "Hold low, kick down for 5 seconds." See, I don't know any of this. I think the face sculpt looks pretty good, though. I will say that. But that whole, again, he does this with other figures. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. So anyway, there you are. Luke Kang. See, I would have got to it eventually and realized I know Luke Cage is. I know who Luke Cage is. All right. I know who Luke Cage is. So I apologize for saying that. Gun Bunny Customs jumping in here. He's probably making some sort of Tiger Force right now or Python Patrol. All right. Transporter 8 says these things are hideous. I ain't arguing with you. right. All right. So there's this. I'm sorry. So this is a 2-pack. So who? I mean it. Who fucking posed these? And then said, "Boy, these poses are so good. Let's fucking shoot them and use them for the promotions." Like these, like her flying sidekick is like the like the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god. This is game accurate like this. Like that's how it looks. That is so bad. I mean, that I'm laughing at the game. And Gun Bunny says I actually am Python Patrol. Hey, listen. I don't hate Python Patrol or Tiger Force. I don't. It's not my thing. And I may make jokes about it, but I absolutely not only do I love that you love it, I love that you're like you love it and you're fucking like, God damn right, I love that shit. The transporter says it looks like you're punking us from Robot Chicken. I wish. But anyway, so here you go. I know these are the same stands that you get with like Superman and stuff. So it's the same stands. They're actually pretty good stands if you just want a figure like levitating and stuff. But yeah. And I do have to say, I like the translucent like head that I know that he rips out because it's Sub-Zero. You got the sides that are like translucent. So some cool accessories, and again, like different face sculpts. And his face sculpts aren't the problem. It's just that his articulation is just so bad and hideous. So bad. And again, like, oh. And the reason why I don't think that you can get better, I don't think that you can get much better action shots is because you never see people doing photography with McFarland. Very seldom. Joe Fan 84 jumping in here. Woo. Anyway, here if you got to fight. And again, I never liked Mortal Kombat. Not that I was like a huge Street Fighter, but I did enjoy watching Street Fighter at times. But when they got into like when some of my friends got into Mortal Kombat, and some of my friends were like anti Mortal Kombat, that's kind of funny in itself. It's like the people that are like, I only like G.I. Joe. I can't like Balaverse. That's kind of what the same vibe was. So, but there you go. This is a 2-pack. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Now this is actually pretty cool. Reversible backdrop and base insert. So this is actually pretty cool. A smart idea. Now, if I am correct, I believe the Star Wars Haslab team threw this in as a tier for their Rancor. All right. And then here you have Pit 2 and the Portal. So those are the 2 battles. And again, I like that type of stuff. We see it in different iterations of, some other stuff. Marvel Legends kind of has some in the back. Some of the G.I. Joe stuff, they have that type of stuff in the back too. So yeah, it's one of those. It's cool that he does stuff like that. Like he does think of a lot of stuff, and then other things just make no sense. So this guy here, Yellow Sub-Zero. Again, this photography looks really good. You put all the stuff in the back. I think that looks pretty damn awesome. And then this shot looks pretty good too. But don't worry. When you get to see the actual figure, and you're like, what the fuck? I mean, so this is just Sub-Zero, correct? I mean, I know it's a different character. It's the exact same buck and everything. So again, it works out great. I mean, this is how they make their um yes, yeah, Yellow Submarine Zero. I like that. It is yellow sub. It is yellow Sub-Zero, is it not? You can't. Hold on, we'll go back. Look, see the exact same buck. Everything is the exact same. It's Scorpion. Okay. Come on. So you guys want it, is what you're saying? Where the heck?
I don't go through all the graphics before the show.
I'm just glad to know that I will have. Yes, Yellow Sub-Zero. I'm just glad to know that I can completely fuck up something on McFarland going forward. Because I don't know what it is. But hey, does it make you guys laugh? That's all that matters. It does come with a weapon, though. So he does come with the weapon. Yes, true to the original game, you hater. I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, Cobra 8877. Yeah, fatality sculpts would be cool. See, and this is where I think he needs to lean into. If they put it in the video games, he should be doing stuff like that. And maybe he can't do it and put it out at Target, but maybe, just maybe, he can do it through his site, right? Or through BBTS and things like that. I mean, this is where he needs to, in my opinion, where again, if I owned that company, I would have got rid of pins a little while ago. Not because pins are like the worst thing, but because it's time. So, War Chest says fatality sculpts are a must, and he has a pig nose on. Hey, look, it's one of the travesties. Hey, my people. Let's see what time. Oh, hey, Monday Night Raw isn't over yet. All right, so here he is, Scorpion. Hey, look at this. We would have eventually got to it, and I would have seen that he's not Yellow Sub-Zero. Here's the back of it. All right. Oh, here's Sub-Zero again. So now this is Sub-Zero in. Is this Sub-Zero? It looks like Sub-Zero to me. Where he's not frosted over. He's just blue. So this is blue. We'll call him Blue Scorpion. How about that? Does that work out? Whoa, wait a minute. Raw's over? I thought Raw went to 11 o'clock. 10:30. Man. Back in my day when Vince McMahon owned the WWF, things weren't like that. Anyway, here you go. That's not. Joe Fanning says that's not Sub-Zero, that's Elsa. Oh, that's Ice Cube. Okay, that's blue, yellow Sub-Zero. There's Sonic Blue. Where else are you gonna get this shit from a one-man show to it? Oh man, look, Sub-Zero. See, I got it right. Sub-Zero is the only Mortal Kombat. Oh, and Liu Kang, who I thought was Luke Cage. And I only know Liu Kang again because of the Chris Benoit tribute. Again, if you want to go to hell and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to go to hell, look up the Chris Benoit tributes, and it'll be no wrestling. That's all I can have to say. It is on YouTube. There's like 4 different parts. 3 of them are hilarious, and you go straight to hell. So there you go. And quick Raw Deal says Reptile and Smoke will have the same buck, 2 different ninja clans. Yeah, and again, I understand the whole reuse of bucks. I collect G.I. Joe. I understand. But I don't know anything about it. So I'm hitting things as close as possible. All right, so here's Mr. Bones, and I gotta say, this looks fucking awesome. And I know when we first saw it, I thought the same thing. I'm like, I have no idea who this character is. I really wish he was in 6-inch form. But then I saw this this solicitation. It's McFarland Toy Store. This thing looks awesome. Like I really like the way this looks. And this is the only picture that I have, so I don't know if more pictures came out. I know nothing about the character. I mean, I also know that he's going to have like McFarland, articulation and movement, so it's not going to be that great. But looking at this solicitation, he looks awesome. Shark Guy says, looks a little like the Grim Reaper from Marvel, but with a skull and a red cape. Well, and again, you might be right. My guess is if it is, then Marvel probably ripped it off of them. Marvel rips so much shit off DC, yet Marvel is the one that actually seems to be successful, when it comes to most of that stuff. So, but I think this looks really good. And then, because we cannot finish a McFarlane without some sort of Batman. So, this Batmobile, I believe, is going up for sale soon. The McFarland toy stores. If you need this, hey, it's going to be there for you. I wonder if Mattel is going to be willing to do nearly as many vehicles as Todd is. He has no problem just throwing vehicle after vehicle after vehicle. And again, not something that I need more vehicles, but I get lots of G.I. Joe vehicles. So that's it. There it is. That is McFarlane. That is all the McFarlane stuff. Whew. All right. So this next company, I am really starting to like seeing Brian Vogel, whatever his name, from Nacelle, whatever his name is, the owner of the owner of Nacelle. This guy makes me excited to buy certain things that I have no interest in. And I used to collect a lot of the Playmates Star Trek figures. I had all of the Generations figures. I really liked Generations. There were a couple Star Trek figures that he's doing in Wave 1 that I really like. But I have to say, this guy is making me want to pick up some of these Star Trek figures. And I love Generations. I absolutely love Generations. It's not as good as First Contact, but I like Generations. I shouldn't say I loved it. I enjoy Generations. But having Worf and Geordi in those uniforms is awesome. Because the fact that he did those two means you're going to get the whole crew in some sort of uniform like that. So, first off, we'll start with Kirstie Alley. No, this ain't Kirstie Alley, is it? No, this is... Who the hell is this? Kirstie Alley's in another one. This is the Sex and the City chick, isn't it? I don't know. Shark Guy says, Star Trek, oof, viewership just fell off a cliff. So, Kim Cattrall, thank you. Shark Guys, I would normally agree with you, but good Lord, what they are showing looks so good. And look at those accessories. Really cool. You get a pot. Who doesn't want a pot as an accessory? But yeah, and he's keeping these at a nice price point too. He really I think he's successful, and he's like, I just want to put out stuff and make just a little bit of profit. Matthew Madsen says, this is the replacement actress for Kirstie Alley's character. See, I was on the right track. um, but yeah, I like these. So I think she looks really good. I have no connection to this one, but look at that little accessory there. You can't tell me you can fit that in GI Joe somewhere or Marvel Legends or whatever, right? Um, Star Star Trek Haslab probably has a pot. Don't worry. Yes, next time on a punk with the kitchen utensils. Yeah. No. So yeah, again, this looks really good. I just realized like I am actually in the way of the of seeing what of what it's called, who it is, the Romulan commander. Sorry. Here we have Worf. Now, dude, look, he comes with a plank. He comes with shackles. You can change his upper body so you can decide like what uniform you want. He comes with the scroll. Like these are fucking awesome. Like they have made me want to start collecting Star Trek figures. Now I don't want to go all in on all of them, but I am definitely going to be looking at some of these for the ones that I have a connection to when it comes to the TV show or the movies or anything like that. But yeah, this is crazy. He has somehow made me, and again, I have to see these in person and see. I think the price point's like $30, but he's made it so I want these. Odin01 says this is Mark Lenard, the actor who went on to play Sarek, Spock's dad, as a Romulan commander in the original series episode Balance of Terra. Thank you very much. So this looks really good. And then we have Geordi, who I think also looks good. And you give him, a separate head along with his little thing. And then I believe this is the door to the holodeck. So they're going to create a whole just start putting this shit together, and it's like, wait a minute. They're creating a whole playset for you. And again, I'm not big into this, but yeah. So Radnam says $28.99 on their site. I think they look great, but why 1 of 10? Oh, 1/10. Are they 1/10? I didn't think they were 1/10. Huh. I didn't realize that. But yeah, I like this. Pop Blender jumping in here saying he definitely has a separate head for his little thing. Yeah. Jordy also reads books to kids on PBS. Reading Rainbow. Yes, he does. All right. And then it's like stuff like this. Catherine Janeway. I couldn't give two shits about Janeway. I was never a big fan of. That was the name of it. It's not Intrepid. The Intrepid was the name of the class of starship. What the hell was it? Anyway, not a fan of Catherine Janeway. As a matter of fact, Voyager. Thank you, V'ger. All I think of is V'ger when I hear Voyager. And then we get Nog. So Quark's coming. All right. And I'm just gonna say this every single time on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, when the principal was on, I'd go Quark, and Olivia would go, "Who? Quark? Quark." But yeah, Viper Scout jumping in and saying V'ger. And Just Plain Yogurt also. I don't think I said hi to Just Plain Yogurt or Viper Scout. So here's the big one. Look at this. Captain Kirk with a horse, firewood, stump, axe, eggs. Look at this is a whole kitchen, guys. Like, we got the pots, we got the eggs, we got the firewood, the bar of dillweed. Again, I think these look really good. And again, I mentioned I am a fan of Generations. Now the 1/10 scale, now that I didn't realize that, so that kind of makes me go, ugh. Crescio Crow says that's the day he dies, isn't it? I think he continues to die over and over and over and over, doesn't he? He's stuck in that nexus. I'll be honest. I thought that I thought they combined the two really well. Like, I feel like they just had to make a connection some way. And I think they did a pretty good job. But yes, this is the day that he dies. And nobody knows because he disappeared in the Nexus. So he was always just considered lost. So. And then we're going to get his love interest from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I believe she's also in The Search for Spock, isn't she? It's been a long time. I only like The Wrath of Khan. And I really hate Free Willy, but I'll watch it every now and then. The fact that they went and saved whales just annoys the shit out of me. And I know people like that movie, but that was awful. Mark Harkness says Crick can bring the eggs and dillweed to the Snowcat to share with Flint and Lady J. Hell yeah. See, now I want it. Westlemu says, isn't that the holodeck? Yes. This, because they're on the holodeck. I believe this is the door for it. And when you look at this here, he has the plank. Well, you got to hook the plank to something. And if they're giving you these two characters, you know they're going to give you the rest. At least that's my personal feeling. But I have a feeling you're going to be able to have a whole setup there if that's what you want. So, all right. And a little NECA. Never hurt anyone. Well, it depends. A little NECA if, you got an extra turtle layer and they want it back. That might hurt somebody. Just Plain Yogurt says, as much as people don't like the way Kirk dies, at least it was heroic as opposed to the way Disney ruined Han Solo's legacy, in my opinion. I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, it's easy to say he couldn't have gone on forever, and I don't want to jinx anything, but God, the guy's in his fucking 90s and he's still fucking doing all kinds of shit, man. Like, he's doing awesome. Pop Leonard says Kirk died in a Captain Under the Bridge moment. Did he? Grizzlehorn says, wanna laugh, read the book Shatner wrote about Kirk coming back by the way of Borg tech. Oh God. Can they just make the movie for me? All right. So I'm not a big horror guy, but I have to say that, and I know we looked at the Vincent Price figure before, but this is the black and white version. I don't believe we looked at this. And I gotta say, this looks awesome. Like, really impressed with this. The head sculpts are just amazing. And now this is something I could see myself just kind of picking up. The OG crystal ball. I might actually have a chance to get this one. But But they really nailed the head sculpt, especially the older version. Like I look at this and I'm just like, God, like they did such a good job. Um, Now NECA still has, their limitations in my opinions. I think the gargoyles were by far the best figures that they've done, um, because they had more articulation to it. They were meant to move around. These ones, these are just meant to be on a shelf. And Radnam says having a black and white diorama shelf would be surreal. And you know what? You could do it with, with this NECA. Like they do so much black and white stuff. And when they do the black and white stuff, it makes sense. They're not just throwing something out there just to make some money. That's what McFarland does, right? But they do this black and white for this older stuff. And again, this is kind of like having a glow in the dark shelf. The exact opposite. One is the presence of light, and the other one is the absence of light and color. But all in all, like I think that they really hit. I think they really hit it with this. And the black and white it just fucking works. And again, I saw this when I was doing the stuff, and I was going through it because I was actually going through these ones. I wasn't just, again, this is something I could just see myself picking up and just kind of putting it up there, especially come Halloween, and I want to do a Halloween display. I can kind of throw everything up there, and the more we're getting more and more Halloween stuff. And I've never been a Halloween fan, but now as I get older, I start to like, hey, I have Halloween toys. Let me start decorating. Got this 4 horseman guy or the headless horseman. So, but yeah, I think that that head sculpt looks really good. I think they both do, but the older one, in my opinion, just really nails him. And if you want some cigarettes to use for your Joes, there you go. I always say, like, NECA has like the best accessories. Coffee cup or teacup, whatever you want to call it. So I just wish they had the big chair to go with it. Just wish it came with the big chair. And look, cooking price-wise. So you get this guy. Man, there's a whole theme right now of kitchenette stuff. But yeah, here you go. This is the box cover of it. Here's what you get on the inside. And here's everything that you get. And yeah, so, man, we have a whole theme of different kitchen utensils and cooking stuff. So, need to have a chaplain if they haven't done in black and white. Okay, I don't know. Oh, look at this. The replacement for Hector on Smoking Joe's. Okay. Ted Knight jumps in here too. I saw you a second ago. Ted Knight, I wanted to highlight and I forgot. Anyway, that's my whole NECA. That's all I got for NECA. All right. This is the first time I've talked about this product. And I have to say, Ed and I looked at these at Joe Fest. I'm looking at these on BBTS right now. You can get the whole wave. I think $140. You have to put $15 down, non-refundable. And that's these Acid Rain 1/12 figures. And what we saw at Joe Fest, they looked really, really, really good. So this is the 4-pack to see what they look like. Again, they look so good. They had them in some amazing poses. And I feel like this is something you can use with your G.I. Joes or your Marvel Legends. But the way they looked, yeah. I have to get Ed says where did you just put it? He says, I pre-ordered 2 of them. See, I like them all. I like, even though 2 of them are the same. So I said before, man, I love shoulder cannons. I never had a Transformers with one, but that's why I love like the Predator and stuff. So yeah. Unboxing Heart says 2 Halo for me. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm not a Halo fan, so again, like I guess I have no connection to it. But yeah, I don't know. I think these look really good. So here's the first one. Again, two shoulder blasters. Again, this kind of, I mean, pick up some NECA Predator and you're gonna have some amazing fight scenes. But you can definitely tell they are very modular. They have a whole uniform on. Kind of reminds me of what's the Tom Cruise movie? Live, Die, Repeat. Except it was called something else also. That's what this kind of reminds me of. It's got the big mech suit on. Again, to me, these look awesome. Nice looking guns. We saw them posed. Now, I don't believe that it was not Top Gun. Yes, Edge of Tomorrow, which was also, which I believe Edge of Tomorrow was also the Live, because I think they changed the name. Right? There's multiple, but it kind of reminds me of Edge of Tomorrow. But we saw, and I don't believe we saw painted versions of these. Did they have painted ones, Ed? But we saw them posed. That was the thing. Like we got to see them posed. They just looked awesome. Live, Die, Repeat is a better name. I agree. Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat it makes more sense. Like, especially when you see it. Like he lives, dies, repeats. Lives, dies, repeats. Yep, they were all in grayscale. That's what I thought. But they had them like posed out. Like I gotta say, like this booth that they had there, they had the fans hobby stuff. They did a wonderful job of showcasing the fans hobby stuff, this acid rain stuff. So 3-star, I don't know how you couldn't have. You were there buying the not whatever that thing is, the G.I. Joe thing. I don't think I ever saw these at Joe Fest. Where were they? Yes, they were in the fans hobby, right where you kept buying the Air Eagles. They were, a matter of fact, I believe they had one of the Air Eagles in the same. Did they? Oh no, the Air Eagles were over in two different booths. But yeah, well, again, that's why I think that's what caught our eye, was because of how nice those vehicles looked. And Ed and I saw these sitting there. But man, they just look awesome. And I'm going to have to go buy some or order some. But here's everything that they come with. Different heads, or not different heads, but different helmets. The guns look really cool considering they're futuristic. I don't know. That's one of the figures. Here's the sniper. He's got the shoulder cannon. Look at that big old sniper. God. And look at this. He can actually look up. G.I. Joe team, look at this. Think about this. Go back to what you used to do, because we used to be able to look our head, tilt the heads up. A matter of fact, just so you know, not Dr. Mindbender, Major Blood can still look up. Just saying. But yeah, these things are just fucking awesome. And I can see where like the Halo look comes from. But I have no connection to Halo, so it doesn't really bother me. We have DJ Mr. McFly jumping in here. Aren't they 3 point? No, these, Acid Rain does make the 4-inch or 1/18th, this is them going into the 1/12 scale. Because believe it or not, when I sent this over in our mods chat, um, when I sent this over in our mods chat, the first thing that Ed actually said was, "Yeah, these look cool, but not my scale." And Matthew, the other moderator, my correct moderator, he had to correct him and say, "These are the 1/12 scale." Who's your daddy says 4-inch Asaran are quality figures, but holy crap, they're overpriced. I'm shocked these 6 inches are so affordable. That kind of caught me off guard too, because I've heard about the Acid Rain. I don't have any, but I know how expensive they are, and I was kind of surprised that these are in the $35, I believe, for each of them, and so it's not a bad price, and you can see what you get. I don't think it's a bad offering, especially from a much smaller company. But even though the Acid Rain are expensive, I only hear good things about them. So this guy comes with, again, same weapons. That middle rifle we haven't seen, so I think he comes with the next figure. And again, like, I don't know. I'm really impressed with these damn figures, at least from what I'm seeing. But again, if you're interested in something like this, they are available on BBTS. They're $35 each, or $140 for all 4 of them. You got to put $15 down. That's non-refundable. But yeah, this is again really cool looking. I mean, again, I'm happy with how they look. And again, when we saw them at Joe Fest, I know Ed and I we kept going back, and every time we looked at them, like those are pretty nice. Those are pretty nice. So, all right, Lone Dragon jumping in here. Woo! MTC also jumping right at the same time. All right. So we don't have much more to talk about, but we got to talk a little bit about G.I. Joe and this thing they got fully funded. I feel like it's Sunday. Now, I think it's safe to say that people were definitely trying to get this to fail. People will do whatever they can to try and get things to fail. Just because they don't want it, they think you shouldn't get it. And I know I've been accused of the exact opposite, that I want it, so everyone should spend their own money. Again, that didn't make very much sense to me. It still doesn't make any sense to me. But let's pull it up quickly, see where we're at in the funding stage. So let me remove this. Again, I don't think there's any other news happening right now. And David T. Allen says, I want all these tears. I do too. I want all the tears of all the crybabies. Let me get here. Share the screen window right here and share. All right. So, set the refresh because I did not refresh it. I guess that ain't gonna work. So we're sitting at 8,823. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. By tomorrow morning, we're going to be down below 800 or 8,800. There's been a huge drop off of about 50 towards the end of the night, which is usually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I have it refreshed and I just look at it. I kind of laugh about it. But I do think, like Plastic Battles was kind of mentioning earlier, there's always a huge spike at the end of the campaign. And even when G.I. Joe has been fully funded. Now, with all of that said, it does kind of suck. Yes, Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, Emily Blunt. As Matthew says, you are 10 minutes behind. Come to the future. It's awesome. In the future, the Haslab is at 8,823 backers. Well, Tripwire, it's not in trouble. It's already it's funded. So the goal is to get it funded. Um, but again, I do truly do believe that we had the same thing that's happened with some other crowdfunders where we have a vocal minority that is yelling and screaming and they're making people not want to get it. Now, what kind of makes me laugh about this is people said they wanted a tank. You can go and order a tank from Ramen. And, you go to Ramen, you order that tank, and you're going to get it. I've said it before. If they would have done a Mauler, if they would have done a Mobat, it would not have looked like a Mobat. It would have looked more like a Mauler. And then people would have complained that the Mobat doesn't look like the Mobat. So just go buy a tank from Ramen. But if you want something that's very classic, that's G.I. Joe centric, this is it right here. This is it right here, what everyone wanted. Tripwire, yeah, in trouble as compared to the others and the tiers. Well, yeah, I mean, it's been in trouble for quite some time, considering the other ones had unlocked everything way before we were even coming to the end, other than Sky Striker, which I don't count because that is an O-ring. That's 1/18 scale, not 1/12 scale. I've said, and again, I said well before we even knew what this was, that, any type of Arctic stuff, I think it's risky. Only because not everyone lives in, cold climates. And people said, that's so stupid. It's not stupid because some people didn't have the imagination to be like, hey, I'm going to go out on my grass and imagine that it is snow. And that's not like, being a dick towards them. It's just saying that some people didn't have it, that imagination. The other thing about this is they said after 3 years, they can turn any Haslab into whatever they want. So if they're looking that forward ahead, you're going to get this thing green pretty quickly. You're never going to get another Snowcat. How pissed are people going to be if in 3 years they can't get a white Snowcat, but they're going to get that green Havoc or the blue one that they did, which the blue one actually looks pretty cool. The green one looks pretty cool, to be honest, too. But yeah, this is going to be, it's funded now. Let's see. Is it going up? Yeah, I mean, it's been moving. So I have a feeling that, we're going into the next 3 days. Wednesday, I think you're going to see the big, huge jumps. It said, at least give me the Lady J Hesco. Well, yeah, it's going to hit Lady J. There's no doubt about it that it's going to hit Lady J. And then, again, I think it's going to hit all three. But the numbers on this are going to be so much lower that next year when it comes out, and before people say, that's not what happens. Dude, we see it every single year when a Haslab hits. People are looking for it. And now I'm only looking in the G.I. Joe. I'm only looking in the G.I. Joe groups, but I'm assuming it's the same way when it comes to the other ones. Maybe not so much Star Wars because theirs are so expensive, but I'm willing to bet that it's the same when it comes to Marvel. Izzy Trevor says, I always wait to the last day to fund the Haslab only because I will have the justification talk with my wife. But see, again, you can buy it or you can back it. It doesn't, they don't charge you until it funds, or they don't charge you until the last day if it funds. So you can still have that talk with her because it's not going to charge. And if she really says, no, we need a new refrigerator, then you just, you sneak off and you go unback it. And she never knows. Tripwire said they maybe should have done Snow War first, knowing a Snowcat would surely come, but definitely should have done more Arctic figures. Now I'm with you there. And they didn't even need to do that. They didn't even need to do more snow figures just yet. All they should have done is have digital renders out. Hey, these are coming because we know this is over a year away. So I'm with you. I think that is a mistake, there's no reason why they shouldn't have had a polar battle bear out, because they're going to do a polar battle bear, and they're also going to do a cobra version, even though there's never been a cobra version, right? I mean, you're not going to create a mold and not do that. The Snow Wolf, you know, you're looking at a true snow vehicle that's going to be about $100. That I think becomes way more tricky because it has those skis in the front. Now, what you could do is create it so the skis could pop off, and maybe there's some wheels that go on the front. You know, just kind of so you can modify it. So it's like, hey, you're not in snow right now. You can still drive it. So Drock says, I think it looks great, but it's just not for me. And that's understandable. For those who love it, I hope it funds, and more power to you. Drock, that is the exact attitude that you should have. And everyone should have. Again, like, if it's not for you, then please, like, I don't want anyone to fucking back something that it's not for them. Like, and that's what some people have tried that's where some people have tried, like, you know, saying like, I'm trying to get people to spend their money. No, I'm just saying, if you're saying, hey, I'm like, I told Darren's like, I'm not going to back it to the end because I'm going to send a message. The only message that you're sending is to everyone else that's thinking just like you. And it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Because if everyone's thinking, I'm only going to back it, and again, this is not towards you because you said, hey, it's not for me. If I'm only going to back it because it's going to hit, if it hits all the tiers, then you should back it so everyone sees that. Everyone should back it and be like, hey, I wanted to hit all the tiers. More than likely, in actuality, you're saying, I don't have the money. I don't want to spend the money on it. And that's understandable too. Jim Smith jumping in saying, lady funded by Wednesday, bivouac on Thursday by 6 p.m. Rough fight for Flint by 11:59. I don't, again, if you've watched how these Haslabs go in the last day or two, like they bounce up. And the other thing that you have is you have the toy stores that start backing 5 each because they're going to turn around and sell them. Sergeant Reds has the Rattlers for, I think, $5.50. He backed off 5. He ordered 5. And, you know, it's just like, we're going to see a huge jump. Now, I'm not saying we're going to hit it for sure. I think that we will, because 14,000 really isn't all that much. You're going to have the FOMO of people because they're going to start looking and going, oh shit. But it almost looks like they're trying to get all the Rattlers out, at least the shipping, before this fucking hits. Toy Matrix jumping in here saying, yo punk, yo chat. It says, so Triple D says, these are not dream projects. I love them. Don't get me wrong. They're well with an option of Arctic or regular as a Haslab. Price is not the issue. Again, what do you consider a dream project? You may not consider it a dream project, but it doesn't mean that they're not considering a dream project. That's the difference. Like, we've all decided, hey, my idea of what the dream project is, you know, something that has lights on it, that comes with this kitchenette. I know, like, people laugh about the kitchenette, but it's something that you would have seen in the cartoon, right? Like, this is a display upon itself. Do I agree that a whale is more? Yeah. But when you say price is not a concern, well, it is if you're a corporation that wants this to continue to run. Even more so if you're the brand and you're like, man, we have to make sure that this is going to hit. So, Tripwire says, if not, they cancel it before 45. I thought it was 30 days. Either way, you have enough time to cancel it. Because you'll see it hit your hit your card. But yeah, and again, if you don't think that it's worth it, then don't buy it. I mean, again, But I really do think that we're going to see. I think we're going to see it hit everything. Again, I think the way they did it is actually pretty smart. I just don't think it worked out in their favor. And I think what they were thinking was everyone wants this bivouac. So we're going to blow right through to the bivouac. But once you have Lady J, there's no way you don't want to have Flint with Lady J. Because if you don't, then you're probably not going to get a Flint. And if you do, it's going to be quite some time. But all in all, again, I do think that we will hit all the tiers. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And under normal circumstances, we had already cracked all of this. So that is our, that is our wonderful Haslab update there. And I see I am in a horrible picture right now, which absolutely blows my mind why I have such a bad connection right now. I'm looking at all these here. Sergeant Rez jumps in here, who will also once again be the sponsor for our Toys for Tots that we're going to do. So thank you very much to John and Dee for helping out. All right. Yeah, this is a place that as a whole. And again, a lot of people don't, a lot of people don't like it. They don't want it to be, it's always something with different people. And I'm trying to get rid of some stuff here. No, everyone sees things a little bit differently. And again, that's what makes everything, again, you have the chance to back it. And if you want to, then go for it. No, the Star Wars one isn't. And the Star Wars team didn't do themselves they didn't help themselves by showing the size comparison to the original one. Highly articulated. This guy is from Canada, so of course he thinks, I think the Snowcat is great. It's not something I had on my want list, so I'm not backing it, but I'm really happy it backed for the folks that are really excited for it. What a concept. Look at this. Adam comes in here. He says he doesn't really want it. He thinks it looks great, but he's happy. What a concept that you're happy for other people that want something and they're going to get it. That's a way to live your life. No, we talked about it when we found out what it was going to be, and they hinted at it. So they hinted at it. When we actually saw it, I think we were just like, that looks so much better. And yes, it is beefed up to be a Haslab. I mean, I think, yeah. Sarge says, you look better when the screen is all fuzzy. Yeah, I wish I could get it to stop. It's very aggravating, to be honest. Very aggravating. Yet there's 109 people watching, so please hit that like button if you haven't. Yeah, I don't know why I have such a bad signal right now, but it is definitely, I guess, something I'm gonna have to address with my my cable company. They're driving me nuts with this shit. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of talk about. Well, you know what? First off, I can take a breather, and because one moderator has got me a commercial for their show, that's what you get to watch.
Idiots! Incompetent buffoons! What is it now, Commander? Consummate morons, incapable of coherent thought! Are you watching that show again? Yes. Why didn't you just watch Pop Blender and Matthew's discussions, news, reviews before the show came out? Whether you agree or disagree, the perspectives provide enough context to know if the show or movie is worth your time or not. Yes, I know. I will not miss another Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central on Pop Blender's channel. Be more than once a man by watching Pop Blender and Matthew talk about pop culture news, discussions, and reviews on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And now you know. Televiper, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe so we do not miss another episode. And hit that bell notification.
All right. So, check them out. Pop, Matthew, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also have another moderator that he has a show, but his partner who does all these AI stuff and creates 18-minute intros won't do a commercial, so I don't get to play that. All right. So I was wondering or thinking, like, because I keep talking about this figure, this guy. And there was such an uproar on him for the cost of him, right? No one liked the $60 price point. And again, I don't want to spend $60. I would love to spend $20 on this thing. Also, but the fact comes up, or the discussion comes up, what is worth it? You know, price versus worth. And what I mean by that is sometimes you may pay more for something that you're not thinking you're going to have, that you're not going to enjoy, and you end up just absolutely loving it. I've gotten more joy out of that figure in posing it. How you can go on my Instagram and see how many times I posted, taking pictures with it. I mean, no one else seems to like it because, God forbid, I don't post a G.I. Joe, and no one tends to like anything on Instagram. That's fucked up right there. It's a whole nother discussion. But for $60, I know people said that's not worth it, but I start looking at stuff and it's like, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as how much enjoyment do I get out of this? Now, if you're just a guy if you're just someone who buys a figure and you post it, you pose it on your shelf and you never play with it, you never do anything with it. Yeah, maybe it's not worth it to you. Maybe certain things aren't. People say, hey, you know what? $65, the only thing that I want is that polar bear. It's not worth it. Now, for me, I can tell you, I guess I didn't need another Snake Eyes, although he works with it. I'm going to get so much use out of this. And I mean, I've already seen Matthew taking pictures with it, and seen other people taking shots, and it becomes of like, is it worth it to you? And, I look at that. So this is weird. I was the one that really fought against people that hated the Maximum Spider-Man. And then it comes out and everyone absolutely loves the Maximum Spider-Man. And I think it is an amazing figure. Is the figure better than the Maximum Hulk? It is. As a figure, it is. Have I gotten more enjoyment out of it? I haven't. I've taken some pictures of it. But this Hulk is like, every time I'm like, I need a big figure to fight something. Awesome. This little Wolverine right here, $25. I've already gotten so much fun and so much use out of him. Like, again, he's only $25. Totally worth what I bought. There's a bunch of G.I. Joe figures that I bought that look really cool. Heavy Duty is one of them. I think the face sculpt is awesome. I don't ever play with that fucking figure. He looks good. Is he worth the $35 because he's a deluxe? Possibly. I would rather pay $60 for that Maximum Hulk because of how much fun I get out of it. It goes back to the Haslab. Is it worth it? Well, what are you going to do with the Haslab? There's people that sit there and they say, you know what? I'm never going to hit the lights. I hit the lights every time that it's dark on any of my Haslabs because it's just fun. It's cool. Sometimes, the lights, my house, they shut off at 12:30, and I just kind of sit back and I click them, and I'm like, I just kind of sit back and like, this looks really awesome. 3-star says it's too much pain in the ass to put heavy duty shit on them to do much with them. Okay, so that's another thing. I understand where you're coming from. And there's nothing worse than having a figure in your display that you love the pose, but you want to do some pictures with them and you got to switch it up. That's truly like when it's like, can I just buy another one? Can I just buy another one just for posing or for doing pictures and I'm never going to change it? So Krusty Old Crow says the smoky gray eraser is that figure for me. He's assassinating everyone on my shelves. Okay, so that I think is a good one. Like the purple one looks cool. I like purple translucent, but story-wise and picture-wise, the smoky gray one works better. He literally is sitting right here. He's literally always sitting right here. Because he seems to work better, especially as someone who is, supposed to be, an invisible man. But there are certain figures that, we pick up and, again, I think this is why so many of us will say like Super 7 Ultimates are not worth it because you can't pose them. And unless your name is Emerald Knight, the pictures look like shit. Plastic Battle says that's one of the reasons why I buy that's one of the reasons why I buy multiples of everything. I know it makes sense. And years ago, this is totally off topic, nothing to do with toys. Years ago, I do not like spiders. I think that has been addressed. Years ago, I posted on Facebook and I said, I'm at the age of an adult and set in my career that I can afford to have a vacuum cleaner on every floor so I can just vacuum up spiders. And my buddy Chris, who probably hates spiders way more than I do. Actually, I know he does. He's like, that is the greatest thing I've ever fucking heard. And Tony's Fake says, I gave Heavy Duty a new loadout. Damn, that contraption and came again, but that's what he was supposed to come with, right? I mean, I'll tell you what, I have him standing up on a top shelf, completely loaded up, which I didn't. Heavy Duty sat over there forever. Another figure that is so worth it to me, and you can't just buy them, is this Colossus, Age of Apocalypse. Now, you could have gone to Ollie's and bought all the figures and got them for like $60. This figure is so worth it. He's fucking awesome. I like the bigger figures because you can just do so many different fights and everything with it. This guy's awesome. But I start looking at these figures that people say that's not worth it, and it's like, well, why isn't it worth it to you? What are you going to do with it? Highest Me says, anybody see that spider behind Lawrence? It's just not funny, dude. No, and I never will. All right. We actually just talked about this. Did we talk about this on, I think, on Punk's Pit? No, I have not, and I never will. Cressio Crow says, we tried vacuuming cockroaches at my first apartment. They just climb out and go after. Okay, see, again, cockroaches don't die. But You suck up a spider. Now we're way off topic. You suck up a spider and you just let it run for like an extra 4 or 5 minutes. You know you're gonna kill that damn thing. No. But a lot of times when you look at people say, hey, that's not worth it, and you're just like, why isn't it worth it? Like, what do you do with your figures? And again, it's your money. You spend it however you want. Maybe you just want to have it on a display. I have really come to enjoy taking pictures. They may not be good, but I enjoy going out. And to me, that's playing with your figures. Now, if you're someone who you buy Maximum Hulk and you're an inbox collector, probably not worth it to you, because what do you care what his chest does, right? Yeah, believe me, I won't come around. Like I don't nope. It's not a wood chipper, punk. No, but you're gonna kill it. All right. You're gonna kill that thing. Cockroach is different. All right, cockroach is different. I will give you that. It's not spiders. I've sucked up many spiders in my day. Never seen one come back out. The cockroaches kind of scare me though. You say that, like, that's just nasty and disgusting. But yeah. See, you guys aren't funny. Like, yeah, no. See, no. But yeah, are there any figures that you guys have that you thought like this isn't worth it, but I'm still gonna get it because I buy the line, that you looked at it and you're like, hey, this figure was so worth it? Because I know, like you said, Krusty said that, the Smoky Eraser that's his figure right now, that he didn't think that it was probably going to be worth it. Because we go into these things like, oh, you know what? I'm going to collect the whole line. And you do. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you're like, fuck, why am I buying this shit? Why am I buying this? Every Haslab I can say, I've thought that. I've had a lot of fun with it. Another one, the Robo Skull. I said if I would have known that that Hasbro was going to drop so many classified vehicles, I would have never backed the Robo Skull. And then I would have regretted it, because it is so cool. And now I have a vehicle for Pilot Baroness to fly and attack. David T. Allen says the Savage Land set. I like that Sauron. I really do. I really do like that. I'm not gonna lie. And then what do we got here? See, sometimes I should watch. Considering the guy hasn't been on here the whole time. Usually he's in bed sleeping.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Sergeant Rez Toys and Collectibles with $10 super chat with a bunch of spiders and spider webs. Shark. Yeah, the Punisher figure from the 2-pack with Bushwhacker, worth the overpriced payment I made to a random seller in Asia. Where's he at? I mean, this guy right here. Yeah, he's always pretty close to me too. It's a good figure. And I wasn't gonna buy him either. I waited. I bought him later on. And then I was like, this figure is really fucking good. Another one that is well worth it, in my opinion, is that Target exclusive Black Widow on the super articulated buck. Like Toy Matrix says, I think a lot of people are going to say Maximum Spider-Man, and I'm with you. Like, I love it. I just haven't played with it nearly as much as the Maximum Hulk. I think because I got him in such an amazing pose, I don't really want to fuck with him. But I had a lot of fun. Like, the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. I like that one. SCS Dog says Fei Long seemed basic to me at the time. He's one, dude. I never cared for Fei Long. As a matter of fact, he was the last of the original ones that I bought, and then I got him, and I was like, dude, this figure's awesome. As a matter of fact, he too sits right here on one foot that he's been on for months, right in front of my computer. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you, SCS Dog, on that. Heisme says the mix of Johnny Storm's heads and Dr. Mindbender's is just the best. All right. Snowwolf says the Marvel Legends ROM, it looks so good. Never had the original. See, I had no interest in that, but see, like that's just it. Like we have so many different things. Dude, this is So Bill Lanier says, I hated on Cold Slither so hard till I got it. I love it. That is such a fun set. It is such a fun set. And again, I didn't really think that it was going to be that much. And especially the price, we looked at 125. I'm like, that's way better than I thought they were going to charge. But yeah. And that Toy Matrix says, I didn't think it was worth $50, but it totally is. And it is the one figure, Toy Matrix. I swear it is the one figure that everyone hated on. It's that one figure that everyone seemed to hate on. I swear I was the only one. I was like, matter of fact, that's how I met Rowdy Riles. That everyone kind of came around and was like, this figure is really good, dude. And Tony agrees with the Punisher figure, which I agree. That's why I ended up buying it. The Punisher figure takes me back to reading War Journal as a kid. Is damn near perfect. It is. So Matthew, okay, so this is a good one here. The Mafex Hush Batman, totally worth the original blue gray. And again, that's a more expensive figure. It's hard for me to put a $25 figure in here. And again, I'm not trying to say $25 isn't a lot of money for people. It is. But that's a basic figure. So again, there's so many $25 figures I have lying around me that I'll probably never mess with. And yeah, Highest Me says, yes, the Black Widow just makes you keep posing it like, can it do this? Dude. That is just one of those things. Like that figure is so fucking good. Shark Guy says, I still need to open my Fei Long fig. Well, maybe this will give you a little bit of motivation to want to go ahead and open it. War Chest says the Luke Cage Iron Fist 2-pack for those figs kick ass. Yeah, and again, like these 2-packs are the ones that really they get you. Sergeant Red said the ROM moved great for us. Yeah, everyone wanted that. So I'll say this, like I did. So I also got in the Omega Red and War Chest. That War Machine 2-pack. So I got that in. I haven't opened it yet, but I went out and I bought the Psylocke Thanos because everyone wanted, again, it was there. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's get this. Everyone wanted the Psylocke. And I looked at that Thanos, which I had no intention of. And I was like, this thing is actually pretty cool. This thing is really, really cool. And you can just take some really cool shots with it. He's snapping his finger. I put him in the 3D printed Fang that Turk Murphy sent me. There's Thanos copter, like that type of stuff is funny. Mark Hartnett says just paid $105 for a 1/18 Verona. Worth it for me? Yeah. I'm just trying to. So he says, I can't. He's talking about the. It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about. The Cold Slither. I can't put them down. I keep posing them out in stage poses, dude. That is going to be so many people's toy of the year. Something nobody wanted, yet people were really pissed off when it sold out in 1 minute. So TK Storm says, my favorite SDCC set of this year is the Void Rival set. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to say that. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to say that. And then Sarge is asking, have they announced any other Maximum figures? I haven't seen it. No, they haven't, which is kind of shocking. It's pretty shocking. And I'm wondering, I have a feeling they can be worth a third style buck, but you think by now they would have. Because I do think the Maximum Hulk, which got the same, well, not as much hate, but it has kind of started to change, right? Oh, wait a minute. Baldy says Maximum Black Suit Spider-Man was leaked. Really, I did not know that. Dark Eons jumps in here, says third-party Transformers Mastermind Creation Overlord. Waited 7 years to buy it. Spent close to $300. But you find it to be worth it for you? I mean, that's again, to wait 7 years for something. Yeah, you better hope it's worth it. That's how I'm gonna feel if I ever get my call sign Longbow or Operation Recall figures. G.I. Jetman says, I recently paid $69 on eBay for Crystal Ball. It's a really good figure. But do you think that's worth it? And I only ask because we know Walmart looks like they're about to just hammer us with them. Because those people that actually go to Walmart that have that shit. Okay, so Cobra 887 says that Omega Red is great. So I was looking at it, and the only reason why I bought it, in all honesty, was I had to go over $150 to get the 6 months interest free at on PayPal through the Walmart, because when I was ordering the Walmart exclusives. So I thought about taking it back, and I'm like, I don't have either one of these characters. And I've always thought Omega Red was awesome. And again, I'm sitting here with Wolverine. So, and then I was looking at it today, and I'm like, this buck looks really, really good. So, and I don't have a War Machine, so I think I'm going to have to keep it. Tripwire says, I didn't like the cold Slither at first. Then the more I saw it, I convinced myself I have to have it. I think a lot of people feel that way. I really do. It seems like a lot of people, it's kind of like the Spider-Man, like the Maximum Spider-Man. Like, no one wanted it. The more you looked at it, the more you're like, why do I need a cold Slither band? And then you start going, why don't I need a cold Slither band? Krusty, I think a Maximum Thor would be awesome. And I think a lot of people have also mentioned that too. I think people want a perfect Thor, one that has articulation, can swing his hammer and do stuff like that. Okay, but Matthew, that's what I'm saying. That Thanos sucks versus the previous one. I don't care. I enjoy it is all that I'm saying. Like, I look at that and it's more fun to pose than the Psylocke because you can just put it there for things. It's just fun. I don't know. Again, it's not a great figure at all, but there's something fun about it and I don't regret it at all. Warcha says, I will also say expensive toys. I wasn't sure it was worth it, but then got it and I was like sick as fuck. Was the Lewin Resource Optimus Prime I put off buying for 4 years. I have a feeling that's very expensive. Yes, but see, but it's free with the purchase of Psylocke. Matthew said, I just put my retro carded Ghost Rider on the newer Danny Ketch bike. So much better. Marvel Legends makes got everything so that you can fix and mix and match the way you want. But yeah, who is this? RGCK. I don't think I've ever seen you say. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Do you think the Snowcat Lady J figure will go as high as the Rattler Baroness? It's going to go higher because there's going to be less. There's going to be less of them made, and there's no way it can't even come close to that. So now the question is, will people actually want it? That's the biggest thing. But those things are numbered, and there's completionist, and there's going to be a lot less of them. So my guess is it's going to be worth more. And I believe, Matthew, you could probably correct me. You will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe of all like the Hasbro Pulse exclusives, I believe the Masters of Disguise Zartan was the least amount made, other than maybe like 00 Snake Eyes, and he goes for a pretty penny because of that. And he's never going to go down. And there's 2 other Zartans out, so the less there are, the more everything goes up. Yeah, he's ready to go outside. You notice he doesn't really make too many appearances anymore either. He's kind of like become his own little thing. He said more fun to pose because you can't pose it, so it limits options. I guess I get that. Kind of, but you can just have him like in cool little background scenes, and again, he's just a stupid figure. All right. But this guy, I mean, he doesn't have the greatest posability either. You know who also doesn't, that I really love, is the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. He's just a big lug that doesn't have the greatest, but I think he's awesome. Roman doesn't stay in one spot, so I couldn't do a Roman cam. It's pretty much, Radnam. Pretty much. He's pretty much over it. To where he's like, you know what? Can you just finish up so I can go outside and take a crap? I'm always scared to ask one of the kids too now, because after he got sprayed with a skunk, I'm like, how do you not notice? And I guess he's gotten sprayed on my watch too. So quickly, I do want to look. So Radnam sent me a picture. Radnam sent me a picture of the stickers that I sent him. And it is postmarked August 14th, 2024. Almost 1 year it took the post office to send him these stickers. Because Ren, I remember you telling me that you said I didn't get the stickers, and I was like, dude, I sent them out to you. I know I did. And I meant to send you more out. I obviously forgot to. But yeah. It is postmarked August 14th of 2024. So where the fuck have the stickers been? Like, I swear to God, if my Rumbler comes in a year, I'm going to be so pissed off. But you know, it was crazy. Like, you hear people say stuff like, yeah, dude, I got this thing. I was listening to someone on the radio talking, and they said they stopped talking to a friend because they never got an invitation to their their wedding. And then like a year and a half later, the invitation showed up. And it was postmarked, obviously, before. It wasn't like they sent it out to try and, hey, look, you got it. But yeah. Matthew says, I don't know, but I believe Master of Skies was the lowest production exclusive because there were 2 other versions of Zartan. I think so too, even though I know they did at least 1 extra run, but it's definitely one of the ones that the price is up there and it's never going to go down. And I don't think they're going to do more color changing. As a matter of fact, color changing is kind of stupid, just to be honest. Robert Strubin says, Napoleon Dynamite figure I got a while back. Don't know why, but I had to get it because the movie, I love that movie. Dude, I think everyone is going to agree with this one that has it. And that is Elf. Elf as an alien life form. That figure is so good. It has no business being as good as it is. But I have not heard one person say that they got it and it was not worth it. It was awesome. It still is awesome. And then One Fast Bird 1995 says people are going to buy extra in the last minute to flip for the exact reason you are talking about. I have no problem with it. I've never done it, but I'm definitely going to. I'm in a position now that I can afford a second one, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's one reason why I'm hoping it hits the tiers. This is the first Haslab that I really do think that Gridiron is made. Like it is made for Gridiron to customize, because you can take because you can't take the turret off. It is made for Gridiron to customize it. So if I can flip the 2 figures and, make some money back, and then if Gridiron does stuff, and I'm assuming they probably will. I know they wanted to for the Dragonfly. They wanted to create an actual proper cannon for it. I just think they had a hard time figuring out how to get the chin gun off without causing problems. So, but I think this one is made for it. New Monkey says, anyone know why they gave tiny flame effects for the snake armor? They didn't give flame effects. I mean, sorry. Wait. I'm thinking of Cobra Commander. Anyone know why they gave tiny flame effects for the... I don't know why I was thinking Cobra Commander. It's late. I gotta get going. I think because they all come together. The flame effects are all made with torch and blowtorch, so it's all on the same vine that they make. Delta 7 says, I don't know if Gridiron and Hasbro still have. I don't know if Gridiron and Hasbro still has an agreement in place. There's been no indication that they're still working together from what I've seen. Could be wrong, though. Oh, Gridiron does not work with Hasbro at all. They do not work at all. A lot of the stuff that Gridiron has done, he has done out of spite because of not working with them. But I still think that he will make stuff for the I still think that he's going to make stuff for it. It's kind of, again, I understand why he doesn't for Valaverse. But I look at that Snowcat and I'm like, that thing is primed to just fucking do all kinds of stuff there. He said, "Oh, they did have an agreement in place for the Vamp. I do remember that they set that up together. I had never heard that before. I had never heard that before, because I knew that he had to get stuff in so Quinn or Colin, I don't know, one of the whatever son models everything, he could model it. But yeah. Anyway, you know what? I'm not making it 3 hours today. Roman wants to go outside. I don't have much more to talk about. Matthew's going to be disappointed that we didn't do a 3-hour tour, but remember that 3-hour tour ended up in on a private island, or a deserted island, not a private island, a deserted island. So anyway, tune in tomorrow. Circle of Jerks. I will be on there. Tony Figs will be on there. Baldy will be on. Spec will be on. You're right. I am lazy as fuck. I am. But I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted though. But I'm going to get out of here. And K-Dog says football season is coming. Michigan football. Yeah, hopefully they're not suspended. No, you might not. Hey, again, I don't know everything. Believe me, I don't know everything, Steve, at all. I don't know everything at all, and I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all. So please don't take it that way. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Check me out tomorrow on Circle of Jerks with Tony, Baldy, Spec, and Terry, and then we'll also have a special missions this Thursday. They want to start at like 10:30. I'm like fucking 9 o'clock. Start at goddamn 9 o'clock. We can fucking talk for that long. At least I can. Usually. Anyway, I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful night. I'm just trying to figure out how to stop this thing.